Bring on the contenders. The Tower of Power is ready.
Today on American Gladiators, the second round begins. Susan Stencil, she came off the bench for the injured Terry Plunkett and quickly showed the Gladiators who's boss. This girl is wasting no time. She's here to win.
Ice is definitely my favorite Gladiator, but not today.
Susan will face Vivian Riley, who backed her way into the second round.
Today, no photo finishes. I'm going to win the Eliminator hands down.
In the men's matchup, it's bone-crunching time. Tommy Knox, the chiropractor from Huntington Beach, takes on Connecticut gym owner Kevin Cleary, an early favorite who was less than impressive in round one.
In my first match, I got skunked in Powerball. No way, not today.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Gladiator Arena in Los Angeles, California, here are your American Gladiators. Ice, Ice, baby! Gemini! Blaze! Do the thunder shake! Storm! Laser! The Zapster! Power! Diamond! Nitro! The Samuel Goldwyn Company presents the American Gladiator. Let the games begin.
Today on the American Gladiators, second round competition begins in our second half season. Once again, 12 contenders, 6 men and 6 women will all be vying for a shot at ultimately the Grand Championship. Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley, along with NFL Hall of Famer Larry Zonka. And Larry, today I think we have two very spirited matchups. In the men's competition, it'll be Kevin Cleary versus Tommy Knox. And on the women's side of the coin, our labor foreman, Susie Stencil, versus the quiet and athletic Vivian Riley.
Well, that's exactly right, Mike. There, it's the biggest contrast, the two women. Susie Stencil, by day, a heavy construction worker, an athlete on the side. She's battled for every point that she's got throughout this competition so far. On the other hand, Vivian Riley, very laid back, great athletic ability. We've got a slugger and a cruiser.
Let's not forget Vivian's fantastic photo finish in the Eliminator in the prelims, where she crossed the finish line like this.
Backwards.
And a reminder that today's winners automatically advance to the semifinals. Plus, every point counts in this competition, as we'll be selecting a wild card entry from our losers bracket. We're all set to go with Atlasphere.
Real contrast in personality with these two. I think we're in for a good contest.
Fire and brimstone Susie Stencil.
Susie's outspoken. She'll lay down her attitude for you in a hurry. On the other hand, Vivian Riley kind of laid back, quiet, a cruiser like you alluded to. She plots.
Larry, she's also an outstanding athlete. She set the national junior college record in the long jump, 20 feet, 1 1/2 inch. Well, here are the pairings for the second round. The winner of this second half season will ultimately move on to meet our first half winner, Kimberly Lentz, in our Grand Championship.
Cut out, no score, no score.
One of the Gladiators inside the Atlasphere, Ice, preaching shutout.
Gladiators have a little bit of an edge. They're used to this. They come out swinging. As you get a look at Blaze loading into her Atlasphere.
Like the contenders, the Gladiators will turn up their intensity a notch for this second round. And Atlasphere is brought to you by Twix Cookie Bars, now available in 4 great flavors. One of life's great kicks, Twix. And scoring for Atlasphere here in the second round has been increased. Each goal now worth 3 points. Again, the time limit, 60 seconds. Vivian Riley versus Susie Stencil. This is the first of 7 events.
Gladiators, ready!
Here they come.
Ice a little slow out of the blocks, but they pull a little X pattern on the contenders.
And it didn't pay off because both contenders went by scot-free, and they're trying to score in the same pod. Number 3. Susie Stencil gets it to roll over the sensor. She scores.
Vivian with a breakaway. Blaze right on her.
Susie scores again in pod number 4. Stencil doing a great job of getting the Atlasphere to stop and then moving it in the other direction.
Seems to have better control than what Vivian has.
Again, keep your eyes on that little black button in the middle of those scoring pods. That's what the contenders have to roll directly over to activate the scoring mechanism. 5 seconds remaining. Stencil picks up 2 goals for 6 points. Vivian gets shut down.
Susie Stencil living up to her word. She said she was going to do it. She came out of the box swinging. Vivian Riley obviously very disappointed, a little frustrated. Susie having great control. See her score through pod 4. Reverses her field, said ice is her favorite gladiator. She's giving ice a little lesson in Atlasphereology.
Larry, I didn't know they taught that at Syracuse. You had that course, didn't you? Take our men, they're ready to go. This is Kevin Cleary. He beat Robert Bender in the prelims to make it to the second round. Outstanding high school wrestler and football player. He draws Tommy Knox. This guy's a great competitor, a chiropractor from Huntington Beach, California. Here are the pairings for the second round. Again, the winner of the second half season will move on to our grand championship, and one of these men will get a chance to meet first half champion Mark Ortega.
Strategy is to cut them off. No score.
Well, no score might work, Laser, but to cut them off, I don't know. I think the strategy is to bang heads. Nitro says, I'd rather bang heads. He's going to have a chance to bang right away with Kevin Cleary. Kevin's got a lot of speed. Let's see how he handles his Atlasphere.
Here they come. Whoa!
Kevin with a little evasive action.
Laser really tagged Tommy. Kevin's evasive action, however, drives him past the pod as Tommy scores in scoring pod number 1.
Kevin with a good move early, gets down to pod number 3, but can't get it in. Now Nitro has him pinned against the side.
Laser working against Tommy. Now they're all tangled up around scoring pod number 2. "20 seconds to go. Again, every score worth 3 points.
Kevin with a little bit of a breakaway. Goes over the outside lip of the pod.
And that's it. The 60 seconds has expired. Tommy Knox wins Atlasphere.
Tommy Knox doing a great job. Kevin Cleary obviously pretty tired. We have a shot of Tommy coming down. Laser's going to practice his cutoff theory right here. Head to head. How's that for a cutoff? Laser goes down with that head banging. Tommy demonstrating a lot of ability at controlling that Atlasphere. Surprised that he didn't score more than he did, just 1 goal, but Laser definitely in his face through the course of this entire event.
So Kevin and Tommy head back to the locker room for a breather, but the rest will be a short one. Just around the corner, hang tough. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena. We are now set for hang tough. Tommy Knox with a 3-0 lead over Kevin Cleary in their second round matchup. Kevin's up first. He draws Laser. His record a bit deceptive in this event as he's gotten much better. He did beat Kevin back in the prelims. Tommy Knox watching on the sidelines. Again, if the Contenders can cross this grid of 55 rings and reach the Gladiators platform without being pulled off, they can earn 10 points. Kevin Cleary set to go. There's referee Larry Thompson's whistle.
Talked about Kevin's upper body strength. This particular match, a little more than just strength and momentum. A little bit of a chess match here, just where to go and how to get there.
Kevin trying to cross to some of the other rings. Just waiting for Laser to make some kind of mistake.
Laser does. He misses 1 ring. Gives
Now
Kevin
he's got
an
a breakaway.
Gotta go.
22 seconds left.
Stay away from the face with the feet.
Here he goes. Oh, bold move by Kevin Cleary. Can he do it? Laser's on him though. Wow. I tell you what, Laser was beat. Made the comeback, wrapped those legs around Kevin, and that was it.
Kevin congratulates Laser on a great effort.
And Kevin misses out on a golden opportunity to get on the scoreboard. He's shut out for the second straight event.
Kevin with a sudden burst of speed, just ring for ring. Looks like he's blown by Laser. But Laser, like a lightning bolt, comes in, puts the legs around him, and strips him off the ring.
And now it's 30-year-old Tommy Knox's turn, whose profession is everything that it's cracked up to be. Tommy cracks heads for a living, literally. He's a chiropractor from Huntington Beach, California. Ouch!
I use a lot more force than most chiropractors. It's not painful at all. It makes a lot of noise.
Here at Gladiator Arena, far from his own adjusting table, it didn't take the other contenders long to figure out Tommy's expertise.
The other day I had a line probably 20 people deep to adjust it. I worked up a sweat just adjusting people.
I don't know if I'd ever see that. I'll tell you, that hurt just watching, Larry.
Mike, you know all the experiences in the NFL of hearing your bones pop. I've never seen anything quite or heard anything quite like that. And he says he uses a little more force. Sounded like a lot more force to me.
Now we'll try to realign these rings and get by Laser.
Tommy trying to plot a strategy. We talked about it before. Laser going to do a little bone cracking of his own.
What Tommy's doing now, reversing his field, has worked well for other contenders because that forces the Gladiator to make some kind of move and perhaps commit himself in the wrong direction.
Oh.
30 seconds left. Laser taking an exception to some of that kicking that Tommy did to keep Laser off his body. The referee Larry Thompson warning both Contender and Gladiator.
Let go of the jersey. No, drop off. Drop off.
The referee says no way. He pulled him in with his clothes.
We may see Tommy Knox get 5 points for a draw because Laser reeled him in by grabbing Tommy's jersey. Let's find out.
We had an illegal move on the part of Laser the Gladiator, grabbing the Contender's clothes, pulling him into the scissors with 5 seconds remaining. Therefore, I am awarding the Contender 5 points for a draw. 5 points.
And a look at Tommy Knox's wife, Tawny. He gets a bit of a break because of Laser's miscue and now has an 8-0 lead as we are set to hang tough with our female contenders. And up first is Vivian Riley, who trails Susie Stencil 6-0 after one event. Zap doing a little bump and grind. The crowd wants her to give the old zap to Vivian Riley.
Vivian shut out an Atlasphere. Now's her chance to score a few points. She has that tremendous athletic ability. But she better not wait too long.
She lost in the prelims. Now she's got a chance to redeem herself.
Come on, gotta go.
Vivian with lots of natural athletic ability. We talked about it at the top of the show. Seems to lack a little bit in the killer instinct. Giving Zap an easy time, went right down the meter.
And that one's over quick. 21 seconds. Zap moved in and down went Vivian. No points there.
Vivian appears to not have a strategy at all. Caught off guard. Zap just moves in and takes her off.
So now Susie Stencil has a chance to increase her lead. Susie, a jet skier, softball player, bodybuilder, and yes, construction worker. That's her trade. And this woman truly knows how to operate heavy equipment. Very handy with a bulldozer.
This gal obviously not too intimidated by much of anything. Although Zap has other ideas, if you take a look at her stats, she's gotten pretty efficient at this particular event.
Vivian Riley doesn't need to fall any farther behind. She no doubt rooting for Zap. Susie Stencil, remember, came on for the injured Terry Plunkett in the prelims as an alternate. She wants to make the most of this golden moment.
Just like her personality, right straight down the middle.
Zap, the Gladiator Susie swinging against as she looks desperately to find another ring and really has lost her momentum. This is not a good sign for Susie Stencil.
Zap is at hand.
Watch the kicking now. Watch the kicking.
Susie employing a little bit of a stiff arm, trying to keep Zap's legs off of her, but stranded on that ring.
Got a mid-air stalemate here momentarily, but now Zap's got Susie. This won't last long. It doesn't. Zap goes 2 for 2, pulling off both Vivian Riley and Susie Stencil.
Zap and Susie picking up the pieces and relieve Vivian as we get a shot of Vivian pulling for Zap. And here's her reaction as Zap takes Susie off the ring.
Coming up next for the women, Powerball, as the American Gladiators continues after this.
Same thing as last game. I'm going to take this end. Tower, you take the other end. Nitro play the center. Same thing if I get in trouble. If I get tied up with a competitor, just come and cover my end.
Tower, Nitro, and Thunder talking strategy for our next event, Powerball, where Tommy Knox leads Kevin Cleary 8-zip.
Kevin Cleary shut out in his last go-around Powerball, says it won't happen today.
And our terrible trio would like nothing better than to have Kevin eat his words one more time. They always think shutout. Thunder, Tower, and Nitro. Tommy Knox will be operating with the blue scoring balls. Kevin with the red. Again, there's what happened to Kevin in the first round. As we look at Nitro, he happens to be the subject of today's Gladiator moments.
Probably the most memorable moment for me as a Gladiator was when I was playing Powerball with Craig Williams. Craig Williams was 250 pounds, a fullback from the New England Patriots, and he hit me in the temple with his shoulder. Hit me so hard he almost knocked me unconscious. I think the reason that made it so memorable was by showing America how real it was by taking that shot. I think it really legitimized American Gladiators, and for me that made it very memorable.
Craig actually went only about 230, but he could ding you, Larry.
That was a healthy shot. Nitro needs a helmet and a mouthpiece for that kind of action.
And Powerball is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power, super power.
Bingo, they almost collided out of bounds.
Again, those outer scoring cylinders worth 3 points, the middle one worth 5.
Tommy doing a good job getting around Nitro, but then bounce it off the lip of the scoring pod.
Again, communication the key for the Gladiators. Neither man has scored. 20 seconds left. They're getting close. They just can't put it in.
10 seconds. Kevin tried to overpower Thunder. No way. Went down and collided with Tommy at the whistle.
And a shutout for Nitro, Thunder, and Tower.
And some hitting going on, folks. Right here at the end, Tower gives the big hit, takes both contenders to the mat.
Nitro, if these contenders are to move on to the semifinals, they're going to have to earn it. You proved it in Powerball.
Yeah, Mike, one thing I'm really impressed about is the way us three big guys work together. When you go against the little contenders, sometimes when they're small, they're a lot quicker. So it takes us a lot of teamwork, and me and the brothers did it. That's right, Gladiator style, buddy.
Well done.
Well, Kevin Cleary said that he would not be shut out this time, but guess what? He was.
Well, at least he got a moral victory. He was awfully close. Well, here comes Susan Stencil and Vivian Riley. They're set to play Powerball. Susie with a 6-0 lead after 2 events. And the trio of Gladiators that they'll have to try to squeeze by and score against: Storm, Blaze, and Ice. This is Susie's first time in Powerball. When she came on as an alternate back in the first round, it had already been played. Vivian Riley has the necessary foot speed to do well in this event. And she needs to, trailing 6-0. Again, 45 seconds of non-stop action. Let's see what happens.
Susie with a nice move right off the bat, but Storm doesn't go for it. It's a new event for Susie. Good thing Susie has a helmet on. Her head just slammed the turf. A good one there.
Rough match of Powerball. Vivian Riley banged up a bit as she heads back to the Contenders locker room. So Susie Stencil now takes a 9-0 lead. This is after 3 events. She congratulates Ice. Blazes all smiles. The Gladiators were very efficient.
Susie took some shots, but so did Vivian. Here, Storm wrestles her to the ground. She gets up a little bit shaken up, but still competitive. Goes down, gets the other ball at the other end, and says hello to Ice. Ice really slams her down. At that point, she appears as if the wind's been knocked out of her. She's now down in the training room, and I'm sure Tony Spino is going to take a look at her.
3 events down and 3 to go, including in the Eliminator, and we've got a pair of shutouts going. Tommy Knox leading Kevin Cleary 8-0. Susie Stencil leading Vivian Riley 9-0. Larry, your impressions?
Well, Tommy, we talked about it at the early part of the show, brought his cheering section with him. Obviously, it's causing the adrenaline to flow. They're cheering him on, and it's making a difference. Susie, well, Susie's a fighter. Vivian's the great athlete. Look for Vivian to make her move in the Eliminator, as always.
Kevin Cleary has been shut out after the first 3 events. He joins us now from the Contenders locker room. This has been really an old story for him.
He's been here before, but I look for him to come back. What's the story, Kevin?
I guess I'm a slow starter, Larry. It happened to me before, you said. I was a little surprised about my performance in the Atlasphere, but I'm looking forward to the next couple of events, and hopefully I can do a turnaround like I did last time and come out victorious.
Well, it's just a matter of 8 points. Any one event. If you score big in any one event, you'll be back in the thick of the hunt.
That's right. I'm ready to do it now.
All right.
And coming up next for the men, the Joust. We'll have that as the American Gladiators continues after this.
Get in on the action and join the American Gladiators fan club. Send $3 check or money order to American Gladiators, Van Nuys, California, 914630001. Or pick up a fan club application from your local General Nutrition Center.
Here at Gladiator Arena, we are ready for event number 4. 3 to go after the Joust. And in this second round match, Tommy Knox with an 8-0 lead over Kevin Cleary. The crowd chanting Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Half the population of Huntington Beach, California here in attendance to watch Tommy Knox do battle with Gemini, the baddest of the bad in the Joust.
This will be Tommy's first taste of the Joust event. Tall, muscular. Problem with being tall in this event is you give Gemini a better target.
Tommy, a chiropractor. Outstanding. I know he's going to need a chiropractor after this match.
Exactly.
You know, he's an outstanding collegiate wrestler at Golden West Junior College. He hurt his arm, it went numb. He went and saw a chiropractor. He made it better almost immediately, and that's how he decided his profession.
What'd you say about almost immediately?
Gemini, you know why he's so tough? That one took 2 seconds. Boom, boom, it's all over.
2 face punches and a roundhouse, and Tommy went to the mat.
Well, Gemini took all of 2 seconds to dispose of Tommy Knox. Now he'll try to do the same to Kevin Cleary. Again, Kevin scoreless through 3 events.
In the preliminary round, Kevin drew Gemini, and it only took 14 seconds. Let's see if he learned anything in that episode. Maybe he did. Maybe he'll put his head between his knees.
Duck a few times, Kevin. 1 second. That one took 1 second. 1 second.
I don't know if Kevin learned anything, but Gemini definitely picked up on it.
All right, go.
Gemini, you continue your incredible record. 2 seconds to dispose of Tommy Knox. 1 second to get rid of Kevin Cleary. You were like B.B. King the other day telling me the thrill is gone. Looks like the thrill is back, baby.
Yeah, it is. You know, it just took a while to get cranked up, get those Gemini juices flowing, and they're flowing now, so I'm happy.
You look good.
Thanks.
How good is Gemini? Here's the prince of the pugil stick. 32 wins, just 8 defeats and 4 draws. The big man comes down.
And now, Mike, it's the women's turn to hit or be hit. Vivian looking on a little anxiously. She's pulling for Storm, hoping that she'll knock Susie off.
3 events down and 3 to go, plus the all-important Eliminator, which will decide who will go on to the semifinals. Now the women's set to joust. A look first at Susie Stencil, who has a 9-0 lead over Vivian Riley. She'll be doing battle against Storm.
This is Susie's first trip to the platform. First time ever competing in the joust.
Not to mention Storm's first trip.
See if that construction background helps. Storm just brushes her aside. This gal's strong.
Well, she talked about her versatility, quickness, and strength. She's got it both. Displayed it there. 7 seconds to knock off Susan Stencil.
So Vivian gets her wish. This is a big opportunity for her. Turn things around right here. She literally has fate in her hands now.
Larry, after 3 events in the prelims, she had 13 points. Right now, after 3 events, she is scoreless.
She's got to start her comeback now. She's going to get so far down, even though the Eliminator's her best event, she's going to have to score some points.
Storm barely flinches up there, but Vivian Riley on the scoreboard, and in a big way she gets Storm to lose her pugil stick. And of course an automatic DQ. You can't knock her off. I guess the best way to do it is knock her stick out of her hands. Vivian on the canvas right now. Let's hope she's all right.
Well, things are up in the air a little bit with Vivian down on the mat, but going back to the pugil stick action, see Vivian knocking heads with Storm. Storm a little off balance, can't maintain control of that pugil stick and loses it. Vivian keeps on pounding just in case, and here jumps off. It appears she lands. She either suffers a sprain or perhaps a cramp in her upper thigh.
And we'll give you an update of Vivian's condition as American Gladiators continues after this. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, and we are now ready for our puzzling proposition. We call it the maze. Tommy Knox has an 8-0 lead over Kevin Cleary after 4 events. Of course, inside the maze are 4 Gladiators. You see Laser and Tower there. Here comes Nitro and Thunder as well. But an update on our female contender, Vivian Riley. Well, she's backstage and in tears. She has had to withdraw from the competition because of injury. Taking her place will be Angela Stearns. You see Angela right there, the girl whose nickname is Ruby Highlights. She comes on as the alternate because she had the highest point total among those women who lost in the first round. But right now, Tommy Knox and Kevin Cleary set to go. Kevin obviously needs desperately to get on the scoreboard. As we mentioned, here's our Gladiators inside that maze: Thunder, Laser, Tower, and Nitro.
You know, Mike, we kept talking about the athletic abilities of Kevin Cleary. He's got 0 points right now. He's fast, he's strong, but will he be able to use that speed going through this maze?
Ironically, it's Tommy Knox who has the record here, 15 seconds. The first man through in 45 seconds or less will earn 10 points.
Ready! Gladiators, ready!
Kevin Cleary, Tommy Knox on their way. Kevin quickly runs into Nitro.
Yeah, the speed gets him there, but then he needs a little strength to get by Nitro. Now he's having problems with
Tower
Laser.
giving Kevin a hard time. Tommy dodges Laser, but
both of them
back
together.
he comes again.
Let him up, let him up.
Tommy trying to work his way through. He's popped out at the other end. He'll pick up another 10 points. Kevin can pick up 5 if he can get through. Thunder tying him up. 10 seconds to go, and he makes it to pick up 5, his first points of the competition.
And did he pay for them? Poor Kevin gets lost in the maze. Nothing but Gladiators all around him, and he takes a few punches.
You know, Larry, our Gladiators get frustrated as well. They face these contenders through 7 tough events, and sometimes, well, they get a little overzealous in their determination to pound on these contenders.
I think our referee, Larry Thompson, will have a little chit-chat with our Gladiators.
You know, Larry, next year's American Gladiator tryouts are just around the corner, and here's how you can qualify. To be a contender on our show, well, first you have to be over 18. Then you not only have to be a great athlete, you have to be ready for just about anything.
5 a.m. got up, got here, ready to go, man.
Good,
Pumped
train
up.
hard
Let's do
for
it.
this.
Tryouts are held this time of year around the country. There are 5 tryout stations. If you don't complete the minimum requirement at each station, you are eliminated. First stop, the chin-up bar, where men must complete 24 chin-ups in 30 seconds. The women have to do 7. After that, it's on to the 40-yard dash, where men have to run the 40 in under 5 seconds, the women in under 6 seconds. Then it's on to a rope climb, where men must climb a 20-foot rope in under 10 seconds, and the women must climb a 15-foot rope in under 10 seconds. And if you thought it was over, well, guess again. It's on to a shuttle run. The men must complete the shuttle run in under 15 seconds, and the women in under 17 seconds. Then it's on to a nice friendly game of Powerball. And a few weeks later, out of more than 8,000 people who tried out, 48 hopefuls get the call of a lifetime.
This is Larry Zonka, and I wanted to call you and tell you to pack your bags, gal. You're coming to California.
And stay tuned later in the show. We'll show you the location of the regional tryout closest to your area. Now to the business at hand, the maze, and inside that maze are 4 gladiators: Storm, Blaze, Ice, and Zap. All will try to impede the progress of Angela Stearns and Susan Stencil. Angela, in the yellow outfit, of course, came on as an alternate for the injured Vivian Riley, and she was tough in the first round. She lost an exciting eliminator battle to Talfa Lanen.
Lost in the very closing moments of that race. She's 5'5", 133 pounds, from Egan, Minnesota. And we nicknamed her Ruby Highlights because of that flaming red hair.
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready!
It's the first time Susan Stencil has gone through the maze. Angela did it in the prelims, and she did so in 26 seconds.
Both contenders meeting up with Storm, and now Blaze.
Again, there are 4 safe zones here that the contenders, or the gladiators rather, cannot go through and chase our contenders. Angela Stearns just pushes Ice down. Take that. Well, look at this. Zap is holding up both Susan Stencil and Angela Stearns.
Angela is not to be denied.
Who goes through first? I think it was Angela. Zap throws her pad up and says, hey, what was that? I've never been double teamed before. That was great.
Absolutely a team effort here, but Angela Stearns making sure that she maintains the lead. Right here, both gals stacked up against Ice, and it's a rare occasion when you see Ice down on the turf.
And here, Angela not only tries to get by Zap, but she tries to keep Susie behind her. And does exactly that to pick up the 10 points. Stay with us, a lot more action here on the American Gladiators. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. Tommy Knox and Kevin Cleary set to go in the wall. Tommy with an 18-5 lead. Kevin has a chance to pick up 10 points and cut into that lead if he is successful in this 32-foot ascent. Tommy's still looking for his first successful ascent. He was pulled off during the prelims. He'll have Gemini following him, and Laser will be behind Kevin Cleary. Again, the first man up in 60 seconds or less can earn 10 points.
Kevin was in this in the preliminary against Laser. He won in 40 seconds. Tommy went up against Nitro, lost in 10. So the stage is set for Kevin again to do what he did in the preliminary round. Oh, he almost slipped clear off the wall.
This is a man who needs to gamble. That's exactly what he's doing.
He's trying to grab a hand grip that there's no hand grip, no finger hold on. He's gonna have to take a different direction.
Laser goes down.
There's that gamble that you talked about. He's got 2 hands on 1 grip.
You've got to be mighty strong to be able to do that, Larry.
Well, there's no tomorrow for this guy. He knows he's got to gamble big now.
Meanwhile, Tommy has quietly worked his way up the wall. Kevin is off. And now if Tommy can make it up with about 10 seconds left, he'll open up a huge lead on Kevin Cleary. Oh, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Oh, so close. Time runs out. Time runs out. Very frustrated Tommy Knox to be so close and not be awarded the 10 points. Score remains the same after 6 events.
Kevin Cleary, halfway or better up the wall, loses that finger grip. Great shot. And off he goes.
Angela Stearns and Susie Stencil at the base of our 32-foot wall. Susie will have Blaze after her. Ice will be trying to pull off Angela. And remember what happened in the maze. Ice got bowled over by Angela Stearns. She hasn't forgotten that, Larry.
No, Ice looks a little more motivated than usual.
In the prelims, Susie scaled the wall in 53 seconds. Angela scaled the wall in 43. Here they go. Again, they're given a 10-second head start.
Both of these gals becoming very adept at going up the wall.
Great athletes. Susie Stencil and Ruby Highlight side by side. Ice almost had a toe hold. Blaze lost her toe hold on Susie. Here's Ice on Angela's ankle. She's got her. She's off. Susie now alone with 30 seconds left on the clock to make it all the way to the top, and Blaze hasn't given up.
Now she's coming back up the wall, Mike, and she's taking it by leaps and bounds. Susie pulling away a little bit.
Less than 20 seconds, Larry.
She's gonna have to make a stab for it.
Blaze right there. Oh, hang on, Susie.
Right there, 7 seconds. She's gonna do it, Mike.
Yep, she's there. In 56 seconds. She also picks up 10 points and takes a 24-20 lead going into our final event, the Eliminator. That's all coming up next. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California, and this should be fun. The women's Eliminator, Susie Stencil and Angela Stearns. Now, Angela, who came on in place of Vivian Riley, who had to withdraw because of injury, trails by 4 points. That will give Susie a 2-second head start. Can Ruby Highlights make that up? Let's find out. She's with Larry at the start line. Larry?
Angela Stearns, Ruby Highlights. Kid, you're like a boomerang. You get thrown out there and you come back.
I sure do, and I hope to be back again.
How's your frame of mind? You've been on the advantage side of this second handicap. Now you're on the disadvantage side. What's your frame of mind?
Well, the disadvantage side worked for someone else last time, so I'm hoping it'll work for me this time.
Excellent point. Good luck.
Thanks.
I think all of us in life, Larry, love to get that second chance, and Angela hoping she can make the best of her opportunity here in the Eliminator against Susie Stencil. The Gladiators on this Eliminator course, Ice and Zap, they'll be below the hand bike in the penalty pit, and on the tower above the final straightaway, Storm and Blaze. Susie had an outstanding Eliminator time of 1 minute and 18 seconds in her preliminary round. Angela in the yellow, Susie off and running in the orange. Up the treadmill she goes. Angela pumping now. Boy, Susie's tough. She just grit and determination puts her across to that hand bike. Now here she comes across the spinning cylinder. Tumbles at the end but doesn't fall off. Up the cargo net she goes. Angela Stearns falling behind.
Susie Stencil demonstrating that upper body strength. We talked about it earlier in the show. She just muscled her way through that bicycle.
Angela not giving up.
Susie tells the attendant she's all right. Here she comes.
Feet up, 1-point landing, bounces up over 2 final walls. Angela sort of has run out of steam. She's finally made it to the top of the zip line. But here comes Susie Stencil, 24 years old, from 29 Palms, California.
One shot left. She takes it on the bounce. She's got to break the ribbon. And she does.
Susie Stencil on her way to the semifinals.
Let me tell you something, Susie Stencil. You don't compete in the Eliminator, you attack it.
You got that right. You have to.
Does that come from your background with 4 brothers?
5 brothers.
5 brothers, it made you tough, didn't it?
You got that right.
Well, you're not only tough, you're a winner, and welcome to the semifinals.
Woo! Yeah.
Back to you, Mike.
Well, you gotta give Angela Stearns a lot of credit. She knows she's beaten, but she continues on, smiles as she goes over that second wall. Job well done. Well, the men are set to go in the Eliminator, and chiropractor Tommy Knox, who has a huge rooting section here from Huntington Beach, California, including his father and family. He enjoys a 13-point lead over Kevin Cleary, and that gives him a 6.5-second head start. But as we mentioned at halftime, Kevin has been in this position before. For more on that, here's Larry with Kevin at the start line. Larry?
Kevin, you made the big gamble in the preliminary event on the wall. You made the grab, scored the points, had an advantage. This time, you made the same big gamble and you missed by inches. Now you've got a little bit of a handicap, 6.5 seconds. How do you feel about it?
I probably feel a little better having a 6.5-second advantage, but anything can happen. As we know, all the show, there's things can happen at any moment, and this event especially.
Okay, this is your moment. Have at it.
Thanks a lot.
One of the things that can happen is should the contenders fall off that hand bike, there's a 7-second penalty. And down in the pit below are two Gladiators, Laser and Thunder. And on the tower above the final straightaway, Nitro and Tower. In the prelims, Kevin Cleary's Eliminator time, 55 seconds. Tommy Knox's Eliminator time, 56. So this could be and should be close. Tommy on his way up the treadmill.
Tommy making short work of that hand bike.
Motoring, Larry, motoring. He flew across that cylinder. Flew.
Tommy acting like Kevin's right on his heels. Oh.
Kevin made the mistake he couldn't make. Tommy is going to sail home and sail on to the semifinals. Oh, maybe better than his previous best of 56 seconds. Let's find out. 49 seconds, Larry. Tommy Knox from Huntington Beach, California, moving on to the semifinals.
Tom, if you had any doubts about this Eliminator, you just bettered your time considerably.
Yeah? I don't know, man. I was just going as fast as I could.
You didn't even think about that 6.5-second lead. You played it just like he was right on your heels.
That's right. I heard him hit over there, and I just did everything I could.
Well, you brought half your hometown with you. They're all celebrating. You should be, too. Welcome to the semifinals.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Mike.
And typifying the spirit of the competition, Kevin Cleary. If he was about to cash in his chips, he sure didn't show it, and maybe it was the crowd spurring him on that did it. He crossed the finish line, but he'll be going home as a result of Tommy Knox's win. Coming up next week, more exciting second-round competition, but for now, that's it. For Larry Zonka, I'm Mike Adamley. See you next week, everyone, on the American Gladiators.